to end suffering. The third noble truth, to know how to end suffering. The third noble truth, nirodha, the cessation of suffering. So the third noble truth marks the possibility of liberation. It states that suffering can be ended by letting go of its primary cause, which is craving and attachment. As I said and mentioned in the second lesson, with the second noble truth, the Pali word is tanha. And the key aspects of the third noble truth includes the end of craving. So to end your suffering, you must eliminate the thirst for sensory pleasures, for becoming something else, or for escaping reality. The second is nirvana, nibbana. It's the ultimate goal of the Buddhist path. It is declined as the extinguishing of the fires of greed. So as I mentioned that there were three root causes of your suffering. It is greed, hatred, and delusion. So when you find out which of them it is, and you get more experience and practice about letting go of this delusion, hate, and greed, then the state of your mind and body will become more at ease, in peace, clarity, and in liberation from the cycle of rebirth, which is called samsara in Pali words. And the cycle of rebirth is described in different ways. There are the simple way and a more complicated way. As a beginner, it's the easiest thing to say is when you start something, there will be an end and therefore also a suffering. So when you learn to reduce the contact and the things that you start, you will reduce the cycle of rebirthing, recreating the same kind of situations in your life which are the causes of your suffering. And I think it's also important to see the difference between suffering, which is not the same as pain. Pain is something you can have, for example, if you hurt your leg, break your leg, but the suffering, it moves on when you either talk about the past and therefore put your mind into that state and stays in that suffering from the past, or you tell about the suffering and the pain, and therefore it also becomes the next moment that you feel this suffering and pain again. So the rebirth is the rebirth in a simple level to stop telling about the bad things that you have done, because it creates more of that which you don't want. And then rebirth on a higher level is that you don't create a new life where you start to suffer again. So the third one is realization through letting go. And it emphasizes that happiness is not found by acquiring more, but by letting go of the attachments that weighed the mind down. So often I have helped people with situation, for example, from their life with work or as a leader. They have a lot of things to take care of. And all these doctrines and contracts, it fills up in the mind, and to a point where people get enormously of exhaustions, stress and dis-ease, and so anxiety, suppressed emotions, and then depression and diseases. So to letting go of all this physical things and attachment and doctrines and contracts, expectations from people and what kind of role they are playing in society, it gives them more peace and calmness of their mind. And when you are in a calm state of your mind, you are actually in a more focused and better state to manifest a more wholesome lifestyle, where you don't harm other people and you don't talk harsh words, and you are not in the risk of harming people the same way as if you are in stress and hurry. So the third noble truth provides the cure for the illness of life. It assures us that by transforming our internal state and removing the root of desire, we can experience a lasting peace that is independent of external circumstances. And it's important here to also to say that so it's not that if you have some kind of disease that you don't have to go to a doctor or anything like that, but know that you cannot delegate your health and your well-being with your mind to other people. Not that you're not going to have any kind of help from other mentors or coaches or doctors, but then know when you delegate your health, happiness and life to outside circumstances, the happiness will only be temporary. So it's when you're capable and able to take these precepts and take these teachings and lessons that have been used for many, many years, more than 2,500 years, and investigate yourself with them, reduce the contact to the things that is not giving you peace and calmness and clarity, and then be aware of what is happening when you focus more on the wholesome activities, not being too greedy, not wanting too more, not thinking in illusion that if you get the same as the neighbor or the same as your sisters, brothers or families, you will be happy. Because this is an illusion, and the middle way, which I will talk to in the next lesson, in the fourth noble truth, is a more balanced way to live your life, not being in any kinds of extremes, because extremes, both in poverty but also in extreme richness, it causes huge downfall, not only to the person that's practice this kind of extreme desires, but it also causes a lot of suffering with the people around in societies.